Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel where I show you guys what it's like running a plant store from home. I'm going to be prepping for the first October restock in this video. So this week I did receive a small plant shipment. I went ahead and unboxed them because I was super busy and I actually didn't get to unbox them until super late at night. So I just went ahead and just did it. But I am going to show you guys all the new plants that we got today. This is mostly going to be a Hoya shipment finally. It's been a while since we just got in Hoyas. So mostly Hoyas, but I do have a few other plants as well that I'm going to share with you guys. So I'm going to be going through the whole routine of how I get the plants ready and get the website restocked and all that stuff. So something new that I'm trying out is I'm getting smaller plant shipments, but I'm getting them more frequent. So normally how I have been doing the plant shipments pretty much for the last 2 years, I will usually order about 40 to 60 plants at once, and I will just use that as one big restock for the month because it is a lot of work. I do go ahead and repot all the plants, care for them, make sure that they are good to go. I never just accept a shipment in and just put it right on the shelves. There is a lot of care that goes into these plant shipments. I double check all the roots, everything. So it is a process, so it takes a little while, but that is how I normally do it because I like being able to have a lot of plants at once for you guys. However, for the last 2 times, I have been just getting a smaller batch of like 20 plants and getting them delivered more frequently. And I feel like that this process is a little easier on me just with the timing and everything. So I'm not doing so much at once. And like I said, it is mostly Hoya. So if you are a Hoya lover, I definitely think you're gonna like some of these plants that I have coming up. I'm really excited to share them. So let's go ahead and jump into the plant haul. Let's start with all of the non-Hoyas because there's only a few of them this time. These 2 plants right here, these are both Alocasia Black Velvet Variegated. I did get 2 of them. This is one of them here. They are a little bit small, so it looks like they're definitely corm grown. And then we also have this one here. So they are super cute. They are considered pink variegated, but they are quite light. So I'm hoping that they develop more of a darker pink as they mature, but right now they're kind of looking a little bit albo. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But the greenhouse did say that these were pink variegated, so we're going to have to just see how they are. So considering that these 2 are in like 2-inch plant pots, I'm assuming they don't have too much roots. That is usually the case with this greenhouse. A lot of the plants that come in the 2-inch pots, obviously they're small, I get it, but they are usually just like not rooted at all. There have even been cases where I've gotten 6-inch plants in and they have just one singular root that they're surviving off of. So that's why it is important for me to always check the roots because I don't like to sell potted plants that are not rooted. I do sell propagations, but I feel like a potted plant that comes in potting mix should be rooted, and that is just definitely the standard for my store. It's just safer that way and there's less issues when they are fully rooted like that, especially when they're in transit and going to a new home and everything. So we'll definitely take a look at these and decide if we can put them up right away or if we just need to wait a little bit on these. This is Monstera Burl Marks Flame. So I already have one of these currently on the shop. That's why I only got one of these, just so that I could have 2. I tend to order plants in pairs or even in 3 sometimes, but because I am a at-home business, it's not really going to work for me to get like 10 of each plant. I just don't have the space for it. So that is something that I recommend for anyone who's just starting out too. Just start small because it's easier to deal with and you won't be so stressed having so many plants and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, as a plant store, you have to care for all these plants that are on your shop, and it is a lot of responsibility. This business does require a lot of work, and you have to be in the right mindset to do this, and sometimes just starting small is better because like I said, you have to care for all these things. So I got 3 Monstera albos. They haven't had Monstera albos on their list for quite a while, so whenever I see them, I do try to get them. This is one of them here, and as you can see, it is quite tall. It is in a 5-inch pot, but a lot of the leaves have already been cut down because there's obvious damage on them. So this is something that I've experienced with a lot of greenhouses, is that they'll still sell the plant even though it has like some damage on it or it's been like browning and they just cut it off. So this leaf on the bottom has been cut, this one as well, but the rest of them are pretty decent. I will say that these aren't the best looking albos that I've seen from them. So what I like to do with the Monstera albos, because they're just really large plants and it's hard to sell them at the size, I will be very honest with you. The only time I will sell it at the size is if somebody really requests for them and they pay for it in advance. But I am going to be cutting all of these down because it's just going to be a much easier time for me to sell them. So I'm probably going to do a couple cuts and I will show you guys how I'm going to do it once we start repotting the plants. This is one of the other albos here. This one also is not looking the greatest either. There's a lot of leaf damage on the older leaves, as you can see, but like I said, the new ones that are going to come out are probably going to be really nice. This one here is the newest, so it does have some really nice variegation. It is pretty. It does have some browning though on the white. And then then this is the last elbow. This one is the biggest. So this one is in a 6-inch pot. The other ones were in 5 inches. So we have this leaf here, which is pretty nice for it being the oldest leaf. We have this one. We also have that one. And then as we get to the top, the variegation seems like it's getting a little bit better. So we have this one. We have this one here, if you can see it. And then this one right here is the newest. I'm trying to show you guys. This plant is actually really heavy and it's like going everywhere, but this one is the newest. It looks like it has a very nice variegation pattern. It looks pretty stable with the white and green as well. So I love seeing that. So I definitely think we'll get a lot of great propagations out of these 3 plants. Now let's move on to the Hoyas. I'm super excited about the Hoyas because I have a lot today that I've never had on the shop. So I feel like a lot of you guys will like them. But first, let's start with the ones that we've had before. So we have 2 of these Hoya Bella Lewis boys, inner variegated. So both of them have like 2 vines in them. They're in a 2-inch pot. So this one is looking like this, very pretty. And then I also have this one over here. So it has a long vine here and it has a small one over here that is growing. And here is an up close of this one. And then here is this one. Then I have these 2 pretty ones here. I never know how to pronounce the name. I'm sorry. So I'll have it up on the screen for you guys. You guys really like these ones, and these ones are very pretty because they grow fast and they look really nice on a trellis. It looks like there's possibly 2 plants in this one, so I'm probably going to separate it into 2. And then this one I will most likely keep it as is because it is a little bit smaller, but it is super cute. This one has a nice little trailing vine here, which is always pretty. Let's get into the ones we never had before. We have these 2 really cute Hoyas. They both come on the bamboo trellis, which you guys know I love that. So they are a good size, and this is what it looks like. So they are a good size, and here's what this one is looking like. Very pretty, and it has like a nice like lime green color, which I love. And the leaves are pretty big as well. This is the other one. This one's a little bit more full. These 2 little guys are both Hoya serpents. So we have this one over here, and then I also have this one here. This is Hoya Michelle MB1255. So we have 2 of them. This one is bigger. So it has some light splash on some of the leaves here. So it has the 2 leaves on the top and then the 2 leaves on the bottom. And it also has a nice runner here. So that means you're gonna get some new leaves soon. So this is what it looks like. Then I have a smaller one here that just has 2 leaves. So it has this one, and then it has this one also with a nice runner. So new leaves on the way. So we have these. I've never seen these before. They kind of remind me of the Obovata, but the leaves are a little bit more long compared to the Obovata, which is more round. These are Hoya Walleniana variegated. I feel like I've had these in the past, but I honestly cannot remember. I know that I've had the non-variegated version, but something tells me I've had these before, but for some reason I just can't remember. This is what the one's looking like. It does have a damaged leaf here. Looks like it broke off in shipment or something, but it is still very nice. It has some nice sun dressing on it as well. So it's quite pretty, and it has like a nice little trailing vine. This one over here is also very similar. This one is also very similar in size, has a nice little trailing vine, and the leaves are really pretty. These are the last 2. I love these ones. I definitely want one of these for myself in the future, so I'll probably go ahead the next round and order one for me too. I've been loving the Hoyas lately. They are easily becoming my favorite plant. So this one here is a little bit bigger than the other one, but you can see the very pretty variegation, and the leaves are quite big as well. It's super cute. I love this so much. So this one is just one plant, but it does have 2 vines on it, so I might just take like a propagation or 2 off of this one. So this is the other one. This one looks like it might be 2, or it might just be one with 2 vines connected to each other inside. I'm not too sure, but this is what it looks like. It's really cute. I love it so much. So that is the shipment for this week. A nice, easy, and small shipment, which honestly has been better for me. So since I did unbox these the other day, I'm actually going to be repotting these today. So whenever I get the plants, they get shipped out on Monday, and they always arrive on Wednesday unless there is some type of delay, which I only ever experienced a delay maybe once or twice out of the whole 2 years I've been using the greenhouse. So I did get these on Wednesday, but it is Friday. I sprayed them down with pest spray first, and then I just let them sit in this room underneath of the ceiling fan to help dry out any extra moisture that they had in their pots, which they really didn't have anything. So later today, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a repot of all the plants. So when I get back, I'm gonna change into some more comfy clothes, and then we can start the whole repot process and start working on this restock. So I am back. James and I went out to dinner. So I am going to start repotting the plants because I want to just get this squared away. I have a busy weekend starting tomorrow and Saturday. I'm going to be pretty tied up all day Saturday. So my Friday nights look a lot different compared to what they used to, because now I repot plants on my Friday nights as a 31-year-old. So I'm going to go ahead and start repotting these plants. Like I said, you guys have seen this process a million times. What I'm doing is inspecting the plant's roots. It's very important to me. I've talked about it in the beginning of the video. Gonna be repotting the plants in my typical soil-free potting mix, this right here. You can buy this in 1 pound, 2 pound, and 3 pound bags on my website. So if you are just interested in the mix, definitely go and check it out. It will be linked in the description. The majority of these plants are already in some type of aeroid mix, so it makes it super easy. These plants were already pest treated when I first unboxed them on Wednesday, so that is taken care of. I do spray all the plants down with insecticide soap, and then I repeat that process every 2 weeks for all the plants in this room. So that is the routine that I'm on when it comes to pest control. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Just finished repotting the plants and just did a little bit of a cleanup. So I did take a few propagations, not as much as I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to take some props of a lot of the Hoyas, but I just ended up just leaving them as they are. We have a whole bouquet of Monstera albo cuttings. We have pretty much just all one leafers. So when I'm doing propagations, I do a mixture of fluval stratum and coarse perlite, and I usually keep them in these type of cups like this. I will use these big ones here for like the Monstera albos and bigger plants, and then I'll use these smaller ones here for all the small plants. Having them in the cups makes it so much easier because it is, you know, no drainage, and when you're dealing with fluval strata, you need there to be a water reservoir in it. It's cheap, it's effective, and it doesn't look too bad either. And you can still see the roots, so that's why I like to do it. When these plants are ready, I can just sell them as is. They can go right to their new home in the cup. I'm gonna just quickly do this really fast. I usually just mix the perlite and the stratum together, and then I will water all the plants when I'm done. I'm just trying to finish up because I am getting tired, you guys. I forgot to order more stratum. I had it sitting in my cart and I never pressed purchase. So I think we're gonna do mostly perlite just so I can save on this. How I like to do the little mixture is kind of like a parfait method. So I'll do like mostly perlite on the bottom, and then wherever the roots are, that's where I try to like focus the stratum. So I'll just do like a little bit, and then I'll just do something like this just so that I can like stabilize the plant a little bit better. Sometimes the bigger ones, they flop over, so I'll just add extra perlite on top. I am going to put them in that clear propagation bin that I have that I showed you guys in the last video, and then we'll check on them in the next few weeks and hopefully they'll be ready to be sold. So while I was doing the repot of all the plants, I was also filming a video for Patreon, and in that video I actually was discussing some small business tips and advice and things I wish I knew before I started my business. If you're interested in hearing that and watching that part of the video and watching me actually repot the plants in real time, not sped up, you can go over to the Patreon and check it out. I did share a lot of information over there and a lot of tips. I also have a full guide on how to get started selling plants as a hobby seller and as a business. So yeah, if you want to join those conversations over there, make sure you guys check out the Patreon. The Patreon is linked in the description of this video. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Today I'm going to be packing up some orders. We don't have that many this weekend, so I'm not going to go live because I don't feel like it's really worth it. I feel like I'm going to be wasting your guys' time. But I do have a few plants that sold this weekend and some accessories. Let me show you guys all the plants and then we can start packing the orders. The first plant is the Syngonium Chia Pens variegated. It looks like this. This one is really nice. It has some really nice variegation and some big leaves. The next one is this Philodendron El Choco Red. Anthurium hookeri, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hoya Thomsonii, this one does come with this clear acrylic trellis. Hoya Chicken Farm, this one does come on the bamboo trellis. Hoya Sarawak Cream, and this one also comes on the bamboo trellis. Then we have this Scindapsus mayare variegated, which is so beautiful. And then the last plant is this Scindapsus rubicon variegated, which is also very nice. I do love Scindapsus a lot. I don't always bring them to the shop because it's not everybody's favorite, but I'm glad that these ones did really well. I also sold a 1-pound bag of my soil-free potting mix, 2 of these white moss poles. This is the size small, a 4-pack of our seedling trays, 2 of our iridescent trellises. These are the size small and the shape round. They do have a film on it, but they are clear and they have like a rainbow color when the light hits them. And then we just sold some of our plant pots. This is the tall style. This style is a little different than the standard plant pot, so it is taller than usual. It has a taper design and it does have air slots on the side. So this is 9.5 inches. It does have drainage on the bottom. This is the 7-inch one, and then these are the 5.5-inch ones. So that is everything. Let's get packing. Fast forward to Monday morning, I woke up 2 hours before I needed to start work for my regular job to get some shop things done. That included packing up an additional order that I got overnight and finishing up the restock. In addition to my small business, I do have a corporate work from home job, so I usually do everything for my small business after I finish work in the evenings, or I will tackle it all over the weekends. Instead of me trying to finish up the restock on Sunday after I finish packing orders, I decided it was just time for me to just take a break. And I think that taking a break is very important. We all need to take a break sometimes. It's very important for all of us to listen to our body and just rest when our body is telling us to. At first I thought it was being lazy and unproductive, but I kept telling myself, no, it's okay and you need to get rest. So that's exactly what I did. On Monday, I woke up feeling so much better. I felt refreshed, ready to go, and super motivated. So because I took that break on Sunday, I was able to get up much earlier on Monday morning and get the rest of the stuff done, and I just felt so much better about it. And because I had some extra time in the morning after I was done cleaning up the plant shipment, I decided it was time for me to go ahead and update some of the older plants on the shop and get them some new pictures, because a lot of them have grown quite a bit since their last picture, and I just think it's time to give them a refresh. So I know for a fact on Sunday, if I decided to just keep going, I wouldn't have done that, and that's been something that's been on my list to do for quite a while, and I just keep putting it off and putting it off, but I'm glad that I was able to get it done on Monday. As a small business owner, it's easy to feel like you have to be doing something 24/7, but actually taking breaks and having days off is really important for your mental health. It's honestly all about finding the right balance. For me, maybe I need to start waking up a little bit earlier so I can get things done so that I'm feeling fresh instead of staying up so late and draining all of my energy. By having an earlier morning routine, it allows me to just enjoy my evenings much more, so I'm not dreading kind of going to my second job, which is my small business. I'm really going to try to practice that and really break that habit that I'm used to, so hopefully things get better for me and hopefully things get better for you too. Remember, if you are feeling overwhelmed with life, your job, your business, just know that it's okay to take a day off and it's okay to get some rest. You'll do so much better in the long run if you give your body some rest and recovery. I just want to say thank you guys all so much for the support, and thank you to everybody who has been also supporting me on Patreon. You can take 15% off your entire purchase on my website for this entire weekend. You can use the code on the screen as many times as you want. I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!